morning. I hope you're having a good day so far today. It is really cold this morning. We don't have the heater or anything on yet because it's just kind of starting to cool off, and it's gonna warm up in the next, I think, couple of days, if not tomorrow. So it's just like it's really cold this morning. Not really enjoying that, but I am extremely grateful that I finished those pants that I was sewing yesterday because I'm probably gonna need those today. But anyway, I have no idea what I'm gonna be doing today besides obviously just the normal things. So I guess we'll figure that out later, but right now I just wanted to say good morning and I hope you're having a good day so far today, and I'll see you in a little bit with whatever I end up doing. It is actually quite a bit later on in the day today and I have not videoed anything, and it feels honestly kind of weird, but it's been a little bit of a busy day. I just noticed the tomato plant and I wanted to show you a quick update because I don't know what happened. The little one was perfectly fine and healthy, like all the branches looked like this one earlier, but now the little one is very wilted, and I'm sure it will be okay because this is just kind of like what the tomato plants do when I move them out of the water into soil. I don't know why they all do this, but they do, and then like in the next couple days or week or whatever, they're perfectly fine again. But yeah, it's just like the little guy was perfectly fine and now it looks like it's not gonna make it, and I'm sure it will. At least most of it will, but I just wanted to give you a quick update because the little one is looking a little bit rough at the moment. And the little marigolds, by the way, are still in the sink and they're doing okay in there, and I think the bug spray is helping because I haven't seen as many of the little bugs on them, which is a very good thing. Mom wanted me to get her some chives for dinner later. I came out here. Oh, I saw movement. The froggy is in there. He's just being shy today. He's underneath the like where he hangs out. So he is in there. I can kind of see his face. I highly doubt you can because it's very dark, but he is still in there, the sweet little guy. But also these little guys, since I'm out here, I wanted to show you how they're doing. There are a lot of flowers on the basil, which is exciting. It's cold out here, but I'm still wearing mom's sandals because I forgot mine again. Hello, maple tree and pumpkin. My goodness, you are getting very big. I don't see any actual pumpkins yet though, but it's definitely really healthy. And I don't see any tomatoes that need harvesting today, but I need to put you down for a second while I get the chives, so wait here. The one tomato came from the plants over by the frog, but we got some chives. We got quite a bit actually, and they're still doing really well for it being so late in the fall. They're usually dormant by now. All the fall leaves are so cute. Hey sweetie, do you want to get into a bigger container? I noticed her roots are completely filling this container and she totally drinks all of the water every single day. So I'm gonna move this little one into a bigger container, I think, right now. I know I just took care of these little ones 2 days ago, but still, I think it's time. Alright, this container is not much bigger. Like you can see, I put the other container inside of it. It is a applesauce cup, and I saved 3 of them specifically for these little ones. So yeah, I think it's like definitely time that she moves into a bigger container. I know I just put her in here, what, 2 or 3 weeks ago? It really hasn't been long. Let's see if I can do this without making too big of a mess. There you go, sweetheart. That was easy today, and I didn't make a mess too, which is really exciting. But this is what she looks like in her new little container, pretty much exactly the same, except it's slightly bigger. I want to move these little ones properly into bigger containers instead of just like what I've done in the past, which I have learned from, which is they outgrow a container and then I get just a random container that is much bigger and then the plants don't do well. So increasing it just a teeny tiny bit should be good for her. But yeah, since she was the first one that I moved into soil, she was the first one ready. I think the other one that I moved in second, I might do over the weekend. I'm not entirely sure about that. I might wait until next week on that one. And the one that I most recently moved into the soil, I think it's gonna be a while. That one is not really growing many roots, which is very interesting. I'm hoping it's like, it looks like it's doing okay. So I think that one's gonna be in the smaller container for quite a while. But it's very exciting that this little one already needed a bigger container. But I'm gonna get her some more water and then put her back underneath her light and put this away and clean out this container too, because I am keeping it because it's still perfectly fine. And then I will get started knitting. There you go, sweetheart. Let me get you some water. There it is. Oh, there's already water in here. How nice. Ooh, I'm gonna need to use both hands for this, I think. Actually, I'll water her in the bathroom. So this way, in case I spill, it won't be a big deal. Come along, sweetheart. A little bit more. Now let's put you back underneath the light for your new container. Next up will be you, and hopefully you won't be as tippy in the next one. For the blanket today, we are staying with the orange yarn. And by the way, I also wanted to show you, in case you're wondering, because it has been a while, these, I have them taped up on my desk over here. These are the temperature ranges of the colors that I am using, and you can pause if you wanted to see a little bit longer. Hopefully they're in focus. And these are the colors of the yarns that I am using. They are, what kind of yarn are they? Baby Bee or something like that from Hobby Lobby, if you're wondering. Not sponsored in any way, shape, or form. That's just the yarn that I'm using. I got them earlier in the year. I just kind of chose the colors randomly that I liked, so that's just what I ended up with, and they're working a lot better than I was expecting them to together. And the blanket, by the way, thank you so much. I'm glad you like the blanket too, because I'm really enjoying getting to knit it with you and everything. So yeah, I'm glad you guys are liking it too. But anyway, yeah, I just kind of chose the colors randomly and chose what temperature ranges they went with too randomly, and honestly, I think it's kind of perfect, and it looks so much better than I ever could have imagined. There is a lot more of the pink, orangey, whatever this color is, than I would have expected. I was expecting most of the blanket to be yellow, but which is what I was hoping for, honestly. But I'm enjoying this color too. It makes it very soft and just like cozy feeling. This orange stuff is also like the softest yarn color out of all of them, which is very interesting. I don't know about the gray because we literally have only had one day that was gray, and I'm pretty sure that's all we're gonna be getting. Never do know, it might get super cold again, but I highly doubt it. What did I do today? It was a very busy day. I wanted to bring you along with, but I honestly completely forgot because it was kind of busy, so I'm really sorry about that. I did wear my new pants that I just finished sewing yesterday. If you didn't see, that was yesterday's video, but they actually were extremely comfortable. It felt kind of like, I don't know, wearing PJ pants. They were so comfortable and very, very warm. So yay, I think those are gonna be good for the winter. And it was cold today, a little bit warmer than yesterday, but not by much. At least I think the only reason it was warmer was because it wasn't super windy. I don't know when I'm gonna sew the other pants because I think tomorrow also is gonna be busy, so it'll probably be next week, unfortunately. At least I have one pair of warm pants now. I also meant to move that little petunia into the bigger container on Wednesday, but I completely forgot after I was done taking care of everybody because the tomato plant that I moved into soil distracted me, and I think my mind went, oh, okay, I moved the plant into soil. I already got it. Now hopefully she will like her new bigger container. I'm not planning to increase her container size until next spring, hopefully, so she'll be able to really establish some roots. It was just that other container was just so tiny that I wanted to move her into a little bit bigger container because yeah, I have to water those little ones every day. Not the third one that I put in there because like I said, that one just isn't really the water in the tomatoes garden back there turned on, if you hear that. But the other one that I just moved into the soil isn't really growing any roots. It's still healthy and not wilted, and it is a better color than it was when I first put it in the soil, but it's not, yeah, it just doesn't have the roots, so I'm slightly concerned about that. I'm hoping that it's gonna do okay, but compared to the other two that got roots like the next day, it's a little bit concerning. I also don't need to water that one as often. Like, I think I've watered that one maybe, no, I only water that one once a week actually on Wednesday, so Yeah, that one I'm worried about, but that one's going to be staying in the smaller container for a lot longer is the point, because it doesn't have any roots, so it doesn't need to be upsized anytime soon. And since it seems like that little frog is going to make that container its home for the winter, I am going to need to find an old blanket. I know I have plenty in the closet over there, that's why I keep looking. The door is closed, but it's just like I'm kind of trying to like see without seeing, if you know what I mean, what's behind that door to try and remember. Like, I think I have some old towels and blankets and stuff. I know I have plenty of fabric. It is already getting pretty darn chilly at night. I mean, like, not freezing, but it might as well be at night. So that's one of the reasons why I'm amazed the garden is still doing well. It's like getting really cold at night. Again, it's not freezing or frost or anything yet, so everything's still okay, but it is starting to get really cold all of a sudden. So it's making me kind of nervous about that little frog, because it does look like that's where that little one is going to be hibernating, or whatever frogs do over the winter. So I want to give it the best chance that it will have, because the container isn't in the ground and, you know, below the freezing line. You know, it's not the best spot for the little one, but if that's where he wants to be, I'm going to keep it as warm as I possibly can. And also I'm going to keep that sriracha plant even after it is done with its season in the container, because that's like the little roof, I guess, for the container that it's in. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave that how it is over the winter. Just add a blanket for the little frog, because that little guy is so cute. I can't believe it's still in there, honestly. I thought it was just kind of gonna be there for a day, but no, the little one is still there. I just realized I'm almost at the end of the first row here, so I'm gonna continue on knitting, but I will be right back to show you what the blanket looks like. Oh, this is very random, and I will show you the blanket here in a second, but I wanted to ask you to remind me, please. I know it's going to be the next day and all, but still, please try and remind me. My face is really, really dry and uncomfortable because there is humidity in the air, but compared to what I'm used to and what my skin prefers, it's like nothing. So my skin is like really, really dry. My hands and my face are just like very uncomfortable. So please try and remind me to put on some lotion after I finish this and not get distracted with something else. This is what the blanket looks like up close for today. This little section is getting very long, not quite as long as this yellow section, but it is still getting quite long, and it's all tangled up. Hang on a second. Okay, what's behind me today? The water jug for watering my plants and a pair of shoes. Not too bad. There we go. That went well too. This is what the entire blanket looks like. Hopefully you can see all of it for the entire year so far. This thing is just getting huge and it's so soft. I love it. So yeah, I think that's gonna do it for the video today. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it, even though it wasn't what I kind of wanted to do. I just went to the grocery store, so it wasn't really that exciting anyway, but I still wanted to bring you along because it was the first time wearing the pants that I just altered, and you know, they actually were quite comfortable. I have a lot more errands to run over the weekend, so hopefully I'll remember to bring you along for that, because I do want to bring you along. It's just like I don't think about videoing while I'm out. I'm gonna try and get better at that, I promise. I probably won't, but still, I promise I will try and get better. As for tomorrow, I think Dad and I are probably going to get the yard work done. We have a few leaves to pick up because, you know, it's fall, and I don't think the grass really needs to be cut, and the plants definitely don't need anything. But I think I might mow the lawn anyway, just to, you know, again, for the leaves, it makes it a little bit easier. So yeah, definitely Dad and I will be getting the yard work done tomorrow, and he and I also might be going on a motorcycle ride. I might not, he probably will no matter what, but I might not go with because it's cold, and you know, me and cold don't exactly get along very well unless there's snow on the ground, but like this temperature of cold, so I might not go with him, but I want to because the leaves are really pretty, so I'm leaning more towards yes going versus not, so we'll see tomorrow. And besides that, I don't know, that's probably gonna be the majority of the day. But again, as for this video, I just hope you enjoyed it, and way more importantly, I hope you have a good day today, no matter what you do. If it's a lot or a little, it doesn't matter. I just hope you have a good day, and I will see you tomorrow with the next video. Bye! Have a good rest of your day.